Welcome you all to Global Online University channel. Here we are presenting our mock test series number 8, which will be consisting for 50 questions, 2 marks each for UGC NTA NET 2021 preparation. The unit for this mock test will be communication, and there will be complete revision of this communication series communication unit. Before this, one more communication mock test was been uploaded, so I request all the aspirants to go through that also. It will help you to revise your upcoming examination. The rule for the mock test will be, you whenever the question appears on the screen, you have to pause the video, you have to read the question carefully, you have to answer the question. At the same time, you have to note down your scores, and at the end of the series, the moment the series ends, that is once you're done with all the 50 questions, we request every one of you to please upload your scores in comment box, so that it helps us to come up with the preparation for the preparation of the questions for the next upcoming mock test. So it gives you, a wide range of questions. At the same time, it will help you to get a lot of questions for practice for your examination. So let's not waste the time and start with the session. uh, I will, before that, a small announcement regarding the launch of a complete course for paper 1, which will be consisting of 60 full syllabus test, full syllabus notes, video lectures. This is available by downloading an application of Global Online University, or you can go through the WhatsApp paid WhatsApp group. The details of the WhatsApp are reflecting on the screen, and the fee for this is 999. So let's start with the test. All the best to all the aspirants who are going through this particular video, and keeping yourself strong with your preparation. So here comes our question number 1. Question number 1 talks about interpersonal communication is based on arena, facade, blind spot, all the above. Arena is nothing but it is called as the place. Facade, it is an attractive part, like an attractive part of a building, the attractive part of communication. Blind spot, okay, the like for example, which has to be avoided. And what so interpersonal communication is based on what? So it is based on all the above mentioned. So the right answer for this question is all the above. Next question. Internal and external factors that affect message reception by the students in the classrooms are referred to as. Now, internal and external factors, which I mean to say, which have been communicated in the classroom, can be affected due to what? So definitely, whether it is internal or whether it is external, the options given over here: feedback, fragmentation, channelization, noise. But obviously it will be affected with what? It will be affected with noise as one of the obstacle. So the right answer is option number D, that is noise. Let's come to the third question. Iconic production of classroom communication includes. Now when we say iconic, it is influential. So when we are talking about the influential communication in the classroom, will it be affected by email, graphics, telephone, or scripting? So obviously it is going on this classroom, how you make it very influential. That can happen only with the help of what? It with the help of graphics. Now see, this is very common question to think over it. Email, it's when it comes to classroom communication, email, telephone, or script. Okay, script, it means okay, what is conveyed. But rather than that, you can attract your students more with your graphics rather than anything of this else. So for this, the right question is graphics. That is option number B. Next question. It is estimated that the meaning derived by the students from non-verbal communication in relation to verbal communication is what amount? So before we go through this question, this is one of the factual questions. So आप ये जो next screen है, you can just take a screenshot of this. ये थोड़ा useful होगा आपके लिए. Questions किसी भी way से आ सकते हैं. So if you see the model which is given by Dr. Albert Mehrabian, he says that words in communication content, the content of the words, it takes in percentage how much? 7%. When it comes to vocal elements, it is contributed by 38%. अभी vocal elements में क्या क्या आता है? Pitch, tone, rate, volume, intonation, rhythm. And when it comes to non-verbal communication, जैसे gestures है, postures है, facial expressions है, so it contributes 55%. अभी आपका क्वेश्चन क्या दिया है? That is yes, non-verbal का majority है, so that is 2/3 percentage is contributed by the non-verbal communication. So just make a note of this. ये थोड़ा सा diagram भी आप screenshot लेके रख दीजिए. Otherwise, if you are watching this video and if you have your notepad with you right now, तो आप इसी यहाँ ये important notes में डाल दीजिए. So this percentage and the elements. तो आपको थोड़ा easy होगा if any type of question comes. Next, which of the following principles as a good communicator should follow? Now see, as I always tell you, ऐसे type के questions में you go for downsizing options. कौन से principles communicator follow करते हैं? A good communicator follows. Let's go to the option. He should stay organized. He should avoid use of visuals. He should be authoritarian. He must adjust to the medium, and he should prefer the method of storytelling. So if a good communicator पूछा है, तो obviously he should be authoritarian, तो आएगा नहीं, you can cancel. He should avoid visuals, तो होगा नहीं. Okay, so now see 1, 4, 5 आपको options में है. See 3 and 2 तो होगे ही नहीं, so you can just cancel this out. तो आपका the answer which you're getting is 1, 4, 5. Yes, it is, all the points tells that they are the principles of good communicators. So here the right option is option number D. The next is differences between acceptance and non-acceptance of certain stimuli, that is reaction. In the classroom, communication is a basis of what? यानी अगर आपको differences, I mean to say acceptance or non-acceptance के बीच आपको, like for example, if you have to go for a reaction base, so वो कौन सा होगा? Selective expectations of the performance, selective affiliation to peer groups, selective attention, selective morality. But if you see performance नहीं होगा, affiliation नहीं होगा, morality नहीं होगा, so it will be what? Selective attention. So here your right option is option number C. Next question. Which of the following elements good communication should adopt? Okay, concrete, courtesy, filibustering, fictionalization, coherence. And you have to choose from the above. Okay. यहाँ पे भी अगर आप देखोगे, we have studied, I mean, since our graduation days, we have studied very well 6 C's of communication, that is concrete and courtesy. तो ये तो होना ही है. Option number 1 and 2 is there. Okay, coherence also we have studied. So option number 1, 2, 3. But still, I mean to say, अगर आपको फिर भी, you should know that what this means. Filibustering is nothing but delaying or blocking. या तो negative हो जाता है. So it should, good communication में negativity होनी नहीं चाहिए. So we should avoid this. So this will be cancelled. So filibustering, it means that delaying or blocking. Fictionalization, it means just an imaginary which we can't take in into good communication. So if you see your correct options 1, 2, and 5, okay, that is your option number C should be your right answer. Okay, here's this your option number C. Next, effective educational communication is, अगर आपको communication एजुकेशनल कम्युनिकेशन को इफेक्टिव बनाना है, नॉन रेसिप्रोकल, रिपीटेटिव, कंटिन्यूअस, कोहेसिव. नाउ सी, नॉन रेसिप्रोकल अलग होता है. रिपीटेटिव आप इसको रोट लर्निंग या मेमोरी रोट लर्निंग को you can give an birth to the rote learning, which should be avoided. Okay, cohesive, it should not be there. So definitely what will be your right answer? That is continuous. Effective communication के लिए continuity होनी बहुत जरूरी है. So your right option is continuous. Okay, going to the next question. Successful communication, educational communication is dependent upon the skills of. यानी अगर successful educational communication है, so it should depend upon which skills? Understanding the negative characteristics, verbal communication and body language, estimating the time for audience impact, analyzing the audience need. So obviously negative characteristics तो आएगा ही नहीं. So A cannot be an option. Okay. Now, when we talk about estimating audience time impact, C also cannot be, C cannot be an option. So ये भी आपका cancel हो जाता है. So your option actually is verbal communication and body language and analyzing the needs of the audience. What exactly audience need. So here your right option is option number 4. Next question. Assertion and reason. So when we talk about assertion and reason, we know that we just can get into touch with question, not with any other intention of going through the question. So like let's understand what it tells. Now it's talking about assertion in the form of pedagogy and social interaction are two major result oriented activities of a teacher. Pedagogy, a teaching technique. Social interaction is one of them. It's an act, it is a activity, result oriented activity. Reason क्या बोल रहा है? Communication has a limited role in this activity. अगर आप देखोगे पेडागॉगी एंड इंटरेक्शन के लिए कम्युनिकेशन का तो मेजर रोल होगा. सो यहाँ पे ए हो जाता है आपका ट्रू and R हो जाता है आपका false. But yes, there is no matching of the explanation. So it's just a simple sentence which talks about true and false. So the explanation part will be deleted. A true है, R false है. So if you see, your right answer is option number C. That is this answer is true and R is false. Okay, this is one of the examination question in my daily teaching aptitude. Sorry, in the daily revision lectures also series also, this question was been taken in by me in one of the video. So just remember, like you can get the question is in front of you again and again. Maybe upcoming exams में इसका intention of twisting the questions कुछ अलग हो सकता है. So just ensure that you are understanding the concepts and you're going through the practice. Next. The interaction between a teacher and a students create a zone of proximal. Which zone of proximal? Either it is difference, confusion, development, or distortion. Now let's see this again. Here is a diagram for you. Now see, when we talk about a learner, certain things learner can do on his own, okay, where he do not require any help. For certain things, he requires an assistance, and certain things a learner cannot do at all. So when he requires an assistance, that is with the help of a teacher, that is just to develop the learner. So when we are talking about this the interaction between a teacher and a student, which creates which type of proximal zone, that is nothing but it creates a zone of development. So your right answer for this is option number 3. Then next we have is which of the following will help to overcome communication barrier. अगर आपको barrier, if you have a barrier, आपको कौन सा इसमें से कौन से options आपको barrier overcome करने के लिए help करेगा, okay, दूर करने के लिए help करेगा. So that is focus listening, neglecting semantic structure, top down command structure, use of clutch idioms. So yes, अगर आपको बैरियर ओवरकम करना है, इट इज वेरी क्लियर, अगर आपको कम्युनिकेशन बैरियर ओवरकम करना है तो आपका ध्यान सिर्फ और सिर्फ किस पे होना चाहिए, अ फोकस्ड लिसनिंग. सो योर ऑप्शन राइट, बिकॉज इफ यू डू दैट रेस्ट ऑफ द थिंग्स विल बी टेकन केयर. सो योर ऑप्शन राइट आंसर फॉर दिस इज फोकस्ड लिसनिंग. नाउ which of the following theories can be applied in classroom communication? Now, in this question, let's assume कि आपको theories पता नहीं है. You have not, you have not read the theories. So when you talk about such theories, just focus on the question once again कि कौन सी theories can be applied in classroom communication. Classroom communication में जहाँ पे teacher है, जहाँ पे learner है या student है. So basically, why teacher communicates with a learner or a student? So if you see, to transform him, to develop him, so it means that to get a constructivity out of it. So here, which theory goes with the statement is theory of social constructivism. Okay, audience marginalization theory में यहाँ पे आपको पता नहीं है which type of audience they are talking about. Ritualistic theory में it is basic rituals. That is theory of hegemony. It is talking about dominance. So it will not be allowed. But if you see the question and read it and understand it in different way, here you will definitely get the right answer. That is theory of social constructivism is the right answer for this option. Next. Active listening, reading, or viewing information to gain a complete and accurate understanding of the communicated message. Which of the following is referred to? यानी अगर आपको अच्छे से सुनना है या पढ़ना है या व्यू करना है तो कौन इसमें से कौन से ऑप्शंस आपको will give you that all what is needed. Critical listening, academic writing skills, revision and editing, audience awareness. Now here also if you see with the options, writing to hum nahi bol rahe. Okay, we are talking about overall. So academic writing skills focus will be on the academic part. Revision and editing definitely not. Audience awareness no. Awareness है बाकी ये का options यहाँ पे बता नहीं रहे. So it is about what? It is about critical listening. Will help you to go for all this activities. That is active listening, reading, and viewing. If you go for a critical listening, then next you have is question number 15, an understanding of an ability to use gestures, expressions, and non-verbal cues to help communicate a message. Which of the following is referred as? अगर आपको ये सब जो ऊपर points करने हैं, okay, so which of the activity will help you to do that? Okay, whether it is critical listening, personal presentation and body language, revision and editing, presentation of technical and scientific data. Now gestures है जहाँ पे हम where we do not make use of we make use of only signs and symbols. So यहाँ पे it much depends upon what it talks much about your body language. So personal presentation and body language, that is your option number B is the right answer. Next, an understanding of the use of images, graphs, and other methods to simply present the data concisely. Now, present the data, graphs, images इसमें use किए हैं. So यहाँ पे critical listening, body language, revision and editing, and presentation of technical or scientific data is important. Obviously, when you're using all these concepts, so your presentation of technical and scientific data is important. No body language, no critical listening, and no revision and editing. So your option number D is the right option. Next, major limitation of mass communication is, mass communication के सबसे बड़ा disadvantage क्या है? The success of the program depends upon the procedure. More time is required to produce the message. The feedback system is weak. It is very costlier for the receiver. Yes, the biggest disadvantage is the feedback system of this particular communication is very weak. We can't guarantee it. So the right answer for this is the feedback system is very weak. Next, TV channel which is launched for covering engineering and technological subjects. Gyan Darshan Vyas Eklavya Kisan. Now, Gyan Darshan, it's an initiative by IGNU for, educational programs. Okay. And the rest, that is Eklavya. It talks about an educational program, TV channel launch, but it takes care about what? It takes care about engineering and technological domain. So if you see, this is again, I have written a little a note about it. It is about a distance learning initiative which is brought by IIT and IGNU. Okay, its objective kya hai? That is the classrooms virtually at the doorsteps with the intention of engineering and technological domain. So the right answer is Eklavya. Okay, then gangplank implies. Now this is actually this is a management concept. Okay, gangplank, or it is called as scalar chain. I'll just take you to the diagram. Now see, this is how it looks. Either it is called as gangplank or scalar chain. Now in this diagram represents an organization. ये एक organization है और इस organization में these are the levels, various levels. Okay, that is it talks with lower level, middle level, and top level. So suppose like for example one lower level wants to give a message off to the other lower level. So ये एक department है और ये another department है. तो message को अगर यहाँ से यहाँ पे pass होना है, okay, normally क्या होता है, they have to go with hierarchies. They have to inform their immediate bosses and then they will get a reply and then the work will happen. But gangplank एक ऐसा it means it is that type of facility based things where it will give a help to the person, okay, to person in such a way that if there is an emergency, if there is something which is very urgent, he can directly contact the concerned person and get the work done, and then he can keep the bosses, immediate bosses in loop. But यहाँ पे वो आपको रोकते नहीं है to get the work done faster. So यहाँ पे if you see the options, gangplank implies quick communication, vertical, horizontal, none. So it is, I said, it makes the communication faster without following the protocol. So here it is quick communication. The answer is quick communication. The right answer is quick communication. Communication is quite often between the line and staff functions, cross, horizontal, vertical, upward. Communication between line and staff. एक ही ये सेम क्वेश्चन लास्ट मॉक सीरीज में भी मैंने डाला था. यहाँ पे क्वेश्चन एक एग्जाम्पल के साथ दिया था. यू आर वर्किंग इन वन ऑफ द इंस्टीट्यूट एंड योर को कलीग्स विल बी व्हाट. सो द सेम थिंग इज line and staff. Here it is, you're at equal panel, so it is called as horizontal communication. The answer here is horizontal communication. Now see the same question, but the pattern of giving the question is different. So you should know all the ways in which the board can give you the, NTA board can give you the questions in any form. In a twisted form, you should be very clear with your concepts. Let's move to the next one. Which of the following statements explain interpersonal skills? Interpersonal, between a group of people or from one person to another person. So the skills that a person uses to interact with other people skills or communication skills. It explains how people relate to one another and all about. Yes, so it's basically it is the people skill. So your right option is what? Your option number D, that is all the above. Then we have the test effectiveness of instruction is, अगर आपको instruction की effectiveness find out करनी है, it depends upon what? Sufficient use of audio visuals, maintenance of discipline, effectiveness of learning and attendance. So obviously instructions की जो effectiveness है वो किससे decide की जाती है? It is based on what? The effectiveness of learning. So your right option here is the third option, option C. Next, teacher's communication will be more effective when teacher discusses previous year's question paper, teacher is a master of his subject, prepares a good number of instructional aids, he starts from what students already know. So here if you see the option, the right option is here it prepares a good number of instructional aids to make the lessons attractive, okay, to make the content, attention of the students. So your right option is option number C, prepares a good number of instructional materials or aids. Next, what is the ultimate goal while planning the instructional procedure? To make classes instructing and meaningful, to enable the pupils to secure high, to realize all the development goals are anticipated, and to ensure that the people master the learning. तो यहाँ पे अगर जब instructions का procedure बनाया जाता है, plan किया जाता है, तो सबसे important है that is to realize the development goals are anticipated. See, हम बच्चों के बारे में जब भी सोचते हैं, we have to think from a developmental point of view. So development, bringing a development or achieving the development goals is an intention. So here the correct option is option number C. The next one. Dynamics of interpersonal communications are body language, facial expression, posture, movements. Yes, everything matters when you're talking to the people, whether it is your facial expression, your language, body language, your posture, and your movements. So your right option is option number D, that is all the above. Next, a founder of critical thinking. Who has founded the concept of critical thinking? It's factual based question. So here the answer is Socrates. Socrates is the one who has given the base for the foundation for the critical thinking. So your right answer is option number C. Next, an individual uses space when communicating with others, a distance which is to be maintained. So what is that called? Paradigm, proxemics, or space communication, or none of the following? So the right answer here with distance or space is called as proxemics. So the option number B is your right answer. The ability to put oneself in another person's role is termed as what? To put oneself in another person's role. So it will be called as empathy, synergy, Empathy and feedback, it's called as empathy. Okay, communication has to be empathetic. The role should be empathetic, so that is empathy. It's where it includes every quality. It includes your generousness, your politeness, your your attentive listening. So it should have that in the communication as well as in the person. So option C is the right option. Then we have next, teams are made up of individual who operates across space and time and who communicate mainly through technologies, electronic gadgets or technology. So these teams are called as what? Virtual, effective, cohesive, difunctional. Okay, difunctional will definitely not. Cohesive is itself is a team. Effective, it should be. So basically, we are talking about what? We are talking about the technology. So it should be what type of communication? It should be your virtual communication, that is virtual way. So the right option is option number A. Next we have is, when people talk to themselves, communication takes place within the brain. What type of communication? People talk to themselves, oneself. Themselves, it means oneself. They can confuse you with the words, so be careful. Is it inter non-verbal, intra or mass communication? When the person is talking to oneself, it is called as interpersonal communication. Okay, oneself could say. Okay, then which of the following is also referred as dyadic communication or communication between two individuals, between two people? So it is called as interpersonal. One person talking to other or two people. That is option number one is here the right answer. Next, a communication between a family of three talking at a supper, that is while having their food, or a meeting or an organization with a few members is an example of. See, family of three, okay, or a meeting where it is three, it is not interpersonal because it's more than two. It's not intra because it is more than, not, they're not talking to the self, they're talking to others. It is not a huge thing where we can't call it as public. So interpersonal not there, public it's not there, intrapersonal not. So it's called as what? The small group communication. So here your option number D is the right option. Next one, which of the following is not correct? Please remember this word. Whenever you are having such type of questions, you represent the questions very well. Read it very well. Not the essential feature of internal communication process in an organization, which does not have essential feature. It involves shared meaning, it involves people. So it is symbolic, and it requires instruments like radio. So yes, these three are expected. So it does not involve share meaning. It means that certain things cannot be accepted the way it is by us and by the others. So it does not involve shared meaning. The right option is option number A. Next, which of the following is not important hindrance to effective communication? That is importance obstacle. Language difficulty, status distance, resistance to change, employee relationship with management. It's not an hindrance, okay? So language definitely, it's an hindrance. Status also, resistance to change also can be hindrance. So employee relationship with management cannot be an hindrance. It can be taken care of. So your right option is option number D. Next, which of the following principle is useful guide for establishing good communication? When the communication considers to be good, when with the feedback, with the attention, with balance, none. So no, it is considered to be best with the feedback. Feedback ends the process of communication. So your right option is option number one. Okay. Communication can be upward, downward, sideway, diagonal. You can call it as diagonal also, or you all the above. So yes, communication can be any upward, downward, sideway. Okay, so all the above. The answer is here. Right answer is all the above. Okay. Formal communication is based on. Now, here we are talking about formal communication, which is business communication, a professional communication. It's based on chain. It's based on scalar chain. Grapevine will be not an option. It's informal. None of the above, it's not an option. So basically, if it is formal, it has to. I have shown you the example of scalar chain and gangplank. Okay, where as I told you that you have to, when you have to talk to your boss. Okay, so you will be talking to your boss, then it has to be very formal. one by one towards one and each step. So it has to be, it is called as what? It is none other than scalar chain. So your option number B is the right option. Next, classroom communication of a teacher rests on the principle of the communication in the classroom can be on what? Infotainment, it's only information and entertainment. Edutainment, that is education plus entertainment. Only entertainment, only enlightenment, definitely not. So information given by the teacher should always have education, plus it should be also an entertainment. So it's called as edutainment. Okay, that is option number B is the right answer. Next, communication via media, computers, teleshopping, internet, mobile telephony is termed as what? So, with this help, do we entertain ourselves? Do we interact? Do we develop? Do we communitarian? So, basically, if you see, we interact. Okay, it is called as interactive communication. So, here the option number B is the right option. Next, which of the following alternative is representing the effective communication? What will be effective communication? Teacher cracking jokes. Teacher should impact multidimensional sensory influence. The teacher should speak authoritatively. Teacher should teach what is beneficial to the student. So definitely C and A options are out. Okay, but here sensory influence only doing that. It's better teacher teach what is the beneficial for the child or what is beneficial for the student. So here your option number D is the right answer. Next, what is the essential step for an effective communicator? Selecting a channel, think about evaluation, determine the objective of communication, identify the medium. See, before you do all this, channel is important, evaluation is important, medium is also important. But before you do all this, it is very important for you to communicate why you are communicating. It means your objectives plays an important role. So that is your option number C is the right answer. Next question. Which of the following cannot, now see, be careful, a good way of communication in promoting literacy among villagers? Demonstration, reading and writing, providing material on TV, large group discussion. So basically, literacy. So villagers who may be, the remote places where the illiteracy rate has still not been improved. So in such case, you doing anything with the help of reading and writing, especially writing, can, yeah, can cause a very big trouble. So that here the right option is option number B. Okay, next. One will be an effective communicator if he's humorous, his historic he has historic talent, he's very clear what he communicates in one's mother tongue. So effective, so humorous is of no use, historic is of no use, clear with the what he communicates, yes, there has to be clarity in his communication, and using mother tongue at a very adult age is not, is not an effective communicator. It is only used when the child has to be prepared with the natural atmosphere. So here your point number C tends to be a right option. Okay, if a person replies like I see or huh, then it is known as, it means, see, we do not understand someone saying like that. We do not understand whether it's yes or whether it's no. It's like in a dilemma whether it can be yes or no. So is it positive? Definitely not. It's not negative also, but it's ambiguous. Now ambiguous, it means you're not able to, it's not clear. Okay, the clarity is not mentioned. So your right option is option number C. Next, communication with oneself. Now, here, see, the question is direct. I had taken two questions of the same topic, but with a different question set. Communication with, speaking in the mind. So here, there, it was not very clear. He's talking himself. The example was, little bit twisted. But here, they are telling it is very clearly that communication with oneself will be called as what? Oneself. So it is intrapersonal communication, intra, with your own self, whether it is in your mind or heart. So such the right option here is intra. Okay, next. The study of gestures and body postures for the impact of communication, body language, is called as what? Okay, whether it is called as kinesics, proximies, semantic, or informal channel. So we studied that proximies is about it's about distance. So body language is taken care by kinesthesis. So that is option number A is your right option. Then a good communicator is the one who offer to his audience information, good amount of statistics, proof, reception of repetition of facts. So obviously statistics in every communication cannot be used, proof not required, repetition of facts is not, may not be needed in some communication. But what is important is the plentiful of information. That is the option A is the right option for this question. Next, the term SITE stands for Satellite India Television Experiment, Satellite International Television, Satellite Instructional Television Experiment, and Satellite Instructional Teacher Education. It's one of the factual question. You have to be very clear with the full form. It's Satellite Instruction Television Experiment, which started in India in year 1975. Okay, which was a joint initiative by NASA and ISRO. Not only that, but this was used to ensure that the television programs reach to the rural areas of India and can make it impactful. So yes, that's the site stands for, that is Satellite Instructional Television Experiment, which is the option number 3. Okay, that is option 3 is the right answer for this. Then we have in communication, a major barrier to reception of a message is, okay, whether it is affected by audience attitude, knowledge, education, income. Income is definitely not. These three are there, but very close. It's your attitude. If you decide, not to listen, if you decide not to, if you decide to argue, then your attitude is like that. It is not allowing you to take the knowledge. So here the right answer is the attitude of the audience. That is audience attitude. The last one, dash describes all the forms of communication that are not verbal. Okay, now when we talk about verbal, prosody is verbal, rhythmic verbal, it is verbal. Okay, vocalist, that is voice, habitus, that is that is touch. So basically here the describing all the forms of communication that are not verbal is the para language. The right answer for this question is option number D. So here we end up with our mock test series for the day. And as I said, you're getting the mock test series every day at 8 a.m. Just every lecture we are keeping on saying you, because it's not about pressure. हम आप पे pressure नहीं डाल रहे, but time थोड़ा कम है. आपको थोड़ा you have to get set, prepare yourself well, okay, and ensure that थोड़ा सा आप hard work कर रहे हो. The results will be awesome if you, provided if you work hard for this. So just make a proper plan, keep on revising the small videos which come on daily basis. Also this mock test is going to help you a lot. So do not ever break the chain of following the mock test, because once if it piles up, आप कल करोगे फिर बाद में करोगे, ऐसे में एग्जाम आ जाएगा, and it will be very difficult in one day or in in a 1 week to cover everything. So it just requires 1 hour of a day to sit and calmly watch these videos and note down certain points, just make a note of some important topics and keep yourself updated with the practice. So thank you everyone. In the I mean to say, in the coming days, this mock test series are going to be on till your examination. So just take maximum benefit out of it. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice day.